after seeing your
Yeah.
product, I was like, I was finding a need as a small product team to
Yeah.
get in front of our customers more.
Mm.
And it was difficult for me to get onto a bunch of sales calls or ask our team members to record all their calls.
Awesome.
And we were reaching out to customers for doing user interviews, even with like rewards,
Yeah.
but it wasn't really sticking.
Hmm.
And one of the lessons that I quickly learned in product was that making things easier and reducing the barrier to entry, just like we're doing with investment homes. We
Yeah.
want to do the same thing with customer feedback.
Mhm.
And so the in-product aspect was key. And one of the main things that drew me was the fact that I could record a video and have someone go through a prototype all
Mhm.
on their own. Because
Mm.
that would be the main task of what we would do in our user interviews.
Mhm.
Um, and so we started out implementing the in-product surveys. I love that we didn't have to do much engineering work.
Mhm.
After we integrated your product, then I could just delineate what page I wanted it on, when I would show it every other time or every single time, after how long, etc. So I love that ease of setup. And where I probably underutilized Hubble was that I didn't iterate on it
Mm.
as quickly as I should have. I
Yeah.
probably left the same three surveys up for 3 months, which is, we got a lot of great data over time, but
Yeah.
I would have wanted to iterate much quicker than we have. Now we have a
Mhm.
better cadence,
Mhm.
and we finally been able to use what I wanted to use in the very beginning, which was the unmoderated surveys.
Mhm.
Um, so I'm hopefully we'll be able to get more of that, but um, I'm getting feedback on our main three pages, which is one, the place where you browse all the homes,
Mhm.
two, the drill down into the specific home, and
Mhm.
three, the transaction milestone page, which is
Mhm.
tracks your transaction. So those are the three areas in which Hubble is finding the most use because,
Mhm.
after being involved for so long, it's hard for me to get into the head of the customer as often as I want to. And so
Mhm.
the team is just not big enough to have one person solely focus on user research, which I would want. Like
Yeah.
it should be someone's entire job to do.
Yeah.
But we just don't have that capability, especially with our small teams. So yeah,
Mm. And
that's
what's
good.
the benefit that you see from the unmoderated? I saw you set up a study and you're looking to get more like early stage product feedback. Is that also saving you time? Like what's the value that you see in the unmoderated as well?
I think the value is that it's a very specific
Mhm.
feedback. Of course, I can get specific with this product pages
Yeah.
that are already existing,
Mhm.
but what I'm doing in the unmoderated surveys are that I want to time it
Mhm.
so that I can get feedback before engineering needs to start.
Mm. Mm.
So
Mm. Mm.
the timing is key and the ability to not need to deploy before we test. Like we want to test before we deploy, obviously.
Yes.
And we're
Yeah.
not able to do that without doing prototypes.
Mhm.
And so even though it's more work to set up the prototype flow from a design perspective, like
Still
the
better.
timing of the feedback is key.
Mhm.
Because I mean, if we don't get the feedback, I mean, we're going to do our best, but it's a
Yeah.
hypothesis no matter what. But if we can get feedback earlier before the engineering process starts, then
Yeah.
that's great because I don't want to disrupt
Yeah.
our
Yeah.
launch velocity, of our
Right.
product. And it's more all encompassing as well because we can like our designer can go wild
Mhm.
without needing the engineers to actually like implement the backend and how
Yeah,
it
of course.
works.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we can test multiple features at once.
Mhm.
So for example, the unmoderated survey that we're doing right now is a new user dashboard.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
the prototype has many features that will be at least in V2 or even V3.
Uh-huh.
Like, but we just want to know like,
Mhm.
would
Mm.
that interest you? So
Yeah.
that paired with actual in-person interviews
Yeah.
has been beneficial to us. I think not waiting for your users
Mhm.
to kind of like and just like hearing from them directly has been very beneficial. And anyone in product would know that the more you get in front of your customers, it's only going to benefit you, whether that's positive or negative feedback from them. And I
Yeah.
think Hubble just makes it easier. So yeah, just do it sooner probably would be my advice and make sure you iterate. I think the Hubble Slack is very helpful
Mhm.
because I actually ran into an issue
Mhm.
with uh, the like the unmoderated survey with
Uh-huh.
the Figma, and then I just searched through before I messaged you to bother you. I was like, I saw my problem, and he was like, "Oh, we recommend creating a whole new file for the prototype, and
Oh,
then
you
it'll
saw
work." And I
that.
was like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Let me
Yeah.
try that," and then it worked. So I ran into that same issue that others were
Nice.
having. So
Nice,
yeah,
nice.
I like that. So I would say take advantage of that um
Community.
that resource.
Makes sense. All right, Mintry. Thank you so much for your feedback. I appreciate the time.